You think you've seen everything life could throw at you. You believe you already know how this ends. Another disappointment, another delay, another door that stays closed. But you're wrong. You're standing on the edge of a shift so deep, so precise, so orchestrated by my hand, that if I told you now, you wouldn't believe it. You would explain it away with your logic, reduce it to wishful thinking, or call it unrealistic hope. That's why I've stayed quiet until now, because the next thing I'm about to do doesn't need your understanding. It needs your readiness. I have watched you walk through years that felt like wastelands. I have seen you try to keep moving forward while your soul was collapsing in silence. I know how long you've kept smiling on the outside while screaming in your heart. You've waited without answers. You've obeyed without clarity. You've kept your hands open while everything you loved seemed to be falling out of them. And still, you stood, weak, tired, unsure, but standing. And because you stood, heaven is about to respond. This is not just another season. This is not another slow stretch of time where you survive and hope it gets easier. What's ahead of you is a divine interruption, an intentional act from my throne that will shift everything. I'm not simply changing your circumstances. I'm rewriting the room you walk into. I'm not adjusting details. I'm replacing the foundation beneath your feet. There is a weight of glory approaching that cannot be explained by process, only by presence. And you, my child, are not here by accident. You were prepared in fire for this. What comes next will not match what you've been through. It won't reflect your surroundings, your background, or your resources. It will reflect me. It will carry my nature, my rhythm, my fingerprint. It will have no human explanation. People will ask how it happened, and the truth is, you won't be able to give them a formula, because it wasn't earned. It was appointed. It was written into your story before your first mistake, before your first failure, before your first prayer. You've mistaken survival for delay, but I've been guarding you for fulfillment. So no, you don't know what's coming. And that's by design. Because if you knew, your fear would try to sabotage it. Your doubt would try to shrink it. Your mind would try to control it. But what I'm about to release requires none of those things. It doesn't need your control. It needs your surrender. It needs you to step out of the logic that's been choking your vision and back into the trust that made you follow me in the first place. I'm not asking you to perform. I'm asking you to align. You've walked through seasons that buried others. You've survived things people never knew you were carrying. You've held on to promises that had no evidence. That is not weakness. That is spiritual authority. You don't look like what you've been through, and that's because I've covered you even when you didn't feel it. I've protected your purpose in environments designed to destroy it. And now the weight you've carried is becoming the strength you'll walk in. What's coming will not resemble what's behind you. That's why I've allowed things to be stripped. I've let familiar structures fall apart, not to punish you, but to free you. If I had let them stay, you would have stayed too. But I'm not building comfort. I'm building capacity. You've been enlarged through pain, widened through loss, and deepened through stillness. And that capacity is what will hold what's coming. That's why I haven't let it arrive before now. I wasn't waiting on circumstances. I was waiting on you to become who I saw in you all along. You're not forgotten. You're not late. You're not on the outside of my plan, waiting to be noticed. You're marked. You're placed. And everything is about to collide, not by your effort, but by my authority. Doors are open that you didn't knock on. Favor is locating you without explanation. I'm sending people, resources, clarity, and it will all seem sudden. But it's not sudden to me. I've been setting this moment in motion for years. I've been aligning the unseen while you were surviving the visible. You're not just about to enter a new chapter. You're about to discover the reason for every previous one. You're about to see why I said no to what you thought was perfect. You're about to see why I stayed silent when you begged for answers. You're about to see why the waiting had to last that long. What's coming will not just answer your prayers. It will heal the parts of you that stopped praying. It will awaken what you thought was gone for good. It will rebuild what you never had the strength to fix. So prepare your spirit, not with anxiety, but with reverence, not with striving, but surrender. Your story is about to shift under the weight of my intention, and when it does, you'll remember this moment, not as the end of your struggle, but as the beginning of your rise. Try harder, but to move from who you are, from who I say you are, from what I've just sealed in you. Let this word become your atmosphere. Let it shape your steps. Let it become a rhythm in your soul. When you forget, return here. When fear rises, return here. When doubt whispers, return here. Because this isn't just a message. It's a marker, a memorial, a spiritual contract between us. You've heard me clearly. And what's coming, yes, what you have no idea about yet, is already on the way. This is your moment. You've been seen, you've been chosen, you've been kept, and now you are being released. Amen. Share this message with someone who feels hidden but called. Stay connected with us for more messages like this.